What is going on, guys? Gamster coming at you. We're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super episode 124. Now, if you guys have not seen it, go check it out. It was absolutely amazing. But let's go ahead and talk about it, shall we? Leaves off right where Jiren, Goku, and Vegeta are staring down at one another. They start fighting, and they start getting simultaneously attacks on Jiren. And then when that happens, they actually use massive ki blast towards him, Final Flash, Kamehameha Wave, and then as soon as that happens, a whole bunch of boulders just like goes over Jiren, and then Jiren powers up and just engulfs him with all his power. He says, "You show me your true power." He says, "Good," and that's when they start fighting again. And then you see Dispo, he's looking around, he goes, "Looks like Jiren's heating things up, I might as well do the same thing." And then once that happens, we see Frieza and they start fighting, and he says, "Oh, you have Universe 11," and they just start fighting more and more, and he's actually pushing Frieza back. He's actually giving him a good pushback. And then when that happens, Frieza's getting a little worried, and then he says, "Okay, here comes the final blow." And then when that happens, he actually gives him like a halo attack, and it really reminded me of Gotenks when he did to Majin Buu, and he just was like done, and he's like, "Oh, I was a little worried there." He's like, "Oh, oh, oh." Yeah, he's normal, like sarcastic ass, and that's what was just so funny about him. And then we see where he says, "I have a proposition for you." He says, "Promise to bring me back with the Dragon Balls." He says, "I'll gladly work with Universe 11. He says, "You got to think about this." He says, "Jiren may be powerful, yes." He says, "But do not underestimate Vegeta or Son Goku." He says, "Because if that happens, you will lose due to numbers." And that is the truth. And then we see where he also says, he says, "I would be more than willing to help." He says, "They are very crafty, but I will be able to help you beat them." And then Dispo says, "No." He says, "I'm not going to work with some some evil." He says, "No way." And then Frieza's like, "Very well." And as soon as he does that, he powers up to Golden Frieza once again. And when that happens, of course, they use the same animation as they did previously when Frieza has transformed, which is perfectly fine in my opinion. But probably future-wise, again, if you guys did not know, Dragon Ball Super is going to be ending after March. There's going to be no more as of the moment. So if they do Golden Frieza in a different form, then I hope that they bring his form into another way. But to go on, he does transform. He starts going on Dispo, and he actually lands some good hits on Dispo. He says, "Is that all you have?" He actually was being very sarcastic and funny, and this was really getting me to laugh a whole lot. And then as soon as that happens, Dispo goes into his full power, and it's super speed mode, is what Belmont calls it. And of course, Belmont and Spring Kai are like very eager for this fight to be over. And as soon as that happens, we see where he's actually pushing back Golden Frieza, and he just can't, he just starts knocking Frieza as much as possible, and Frieza literally almost gets to the edge of the ring. And then we see Topo and 17 and Gohan. He's a 17. He says, "Yeah, right." And then as soon as it happens, 17 starts going out with Topo, and then Gohan starts fighting, starts about ready to help Dispo, but, well, not Dispo, ready to fight Dispo. I'm sorry, guys, I'm rambling here. And we also see what he's about ready to help with Frieza. But before then, they're all wondering, okay, is Frieza actually going to betray us? But it was actually really funny because even Piccolo was saying, okay, he did this before, but it does not mean he's really going to do it. And it really got everyone's attention that, okay, Frieza said this once before, do not actually just go on what he says. Go on what his actions will say, and then later on, because you never know what Frieza's going to do. And then we see where Gohan shows up, knocks Dispo away from Frieza. He says, "Ooh, who could it be?" Son Gohan. He says, "Thank you for the help." He says, "Are you going to be fine with me now?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "We're Universe 7's ally." He says, "But," he says, he says, "I may actually betray you this time." And then Gohan just gives him the most badass cinematic look ever. He goes, "If you do, I will knock you off myself." And he just looks at him. He says, "Very well." He says, "Shall we fight together?" He says, "Yeah, let's do this." And then as soon as that happens, he says, "We can't do this simultaneous attack no more." He says, "I'm in agreement." So they start attacking Dispo. He says, "You're fighting us." And then Dispo starts attacking them, and they both start using blasting, but it's not working. And when that happens, he looks at Gohan. He basically tells him, "Okay, this is not working. What are we going to do?" And he goes, "Well, what we're going to do is he says, "This is what we're going to do." Because the blasting didn't work, and he was tearing Gohan and Frieza apart. Now, Dispo, for him, he got a lot of hate, but he's actually a decent character, and he's actually really, really fast, a lot more faster than what I think anybody predicted. And he also got Gohan to really think, because he told Frieza, he says, I need you to create a beam, and then when that happens, he says, I'll be able to take him. He says, all right, good idea. As soon as that happened, Frieza uses his death beams to kind of create like a random wall, like a random brick wall, like a random beam wall around Gohan as well as Dispo, and they start fighting. And he says, yeah, you can't use your speed here. He says, now it's going to be a fair fight, and they start fighting. He actually knocks Dispo in the back, and he starts feeling it, and then he goes right back and forth. Gohan actually gets the advantage. Gohan, I gotta say, really shined in this episode. He actually shined, and I'll get more into that here in a second. He actually starts going blow for blow with Dispo, and then when that happens even more, we see Dispo, he starts fighting, and when that happens even further, Gohan feels the pain from the beams as well, and they're actually fighting back and forth simultaneously. And the Supreme Kai as well as Universe 11 and Belmont, they get upset. They're like, Universe 7 and their tricks. And then when that happens even further, Frieza's like trying to hold on. He says, kind of hurry up. He says, this is really taking a lot of stamina away from me. Hurry up and finish him. And he says, I know. And then right when Gohan goes for the final blow, right when everyone's like, Gohan's got him against the ropes, right when he's about ready to knock Dispo out, Frieza loses his stamina. He just goes to the ground because he couldn't handle it anymore. As soon as that happened, he is about ready to hit Dispo, and then as soon as Dispo kind of gets him in the uppercut, and as soon as that happened, Gohan turns around and we see him hold him by a chokehold, and then he yells at Frieza. He says, Frieza now. He says, yes, now I understand, Universe 7 leader. He says, do it. He says, do it now, hurry. And ladies and gentlemen, Frieza does his Gohan ass. Gohan and Frieza, no, Gohan and Frieza work together, but Gohan is now eliminated along with Dispo. And this was really something that I never thought was actually going to happen. The reason why I say that is because I did do a lot of theories about Gohan being ringed out or 17 being ringed out. I actually was correct, because this is the only way I think that Gohan would have been rung out properly and did well for his character. And the only, and on a side note, how we've been wondering how the gods and mainly the Zenos have been able to watch this from the God pad, because they have cameras, and of course we see where the Grand Priest is like, okay, well, if you can't see it, we're gonna have to upgrade it next time, but until then, please enjoy the fight. But then we see Gohan saying, I'm sorry, and Piccolo says, don't worry about it. He says, if you didn't do what you did, he says, then he probably would defeat you. And Dispo's like, I can't believe I got beaten, me of all people. And then you see Goku looking around, and he just looks at Gohan, and he just kind of thinking, he's like, I'm proud of you. So, and then it kind of goes into right when Goku is about ready to fight Jiren again, and that's how the episode ends. So tonight's episode was really good. It was very amazing to see Gohan, of all people, work with Frieza again, as well as Frieza actually do something good. But at the same time, he wants to be one of the last ones standing. So then we go into next week's episode, which is going to be really crazy, because we have 17 as well as Frieza go up against Toppo, which I'm going to do another video on that as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please leave a like as well as subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Also, if you guys are also not following me on social media, go ahead and please do so. Links down below as normal. Again, just because Dragon Ball Super is ending does not mean this channel is. I still am going to be doing massive content for Dragon Ball, theories, gameplay, stories of my own that I'm creating, as well as other things that I'm going to be doing for this channel. Just please bear with me. I know probably a lot of people probably subscribe to me because of Dragon Ball. I'm not going to be doing Dragon Ball reviews or preview reviews or anything of that nature after Dragon Ball Super ends, but I'll still update you guys with the movie, as well as other things that's on my mind, such as theories, as well as other things that's Dragon Ball related to this channel. So if you guys want that, if you guys want to continue to support the channel, I'll gladly appreciate that. Share the video, share the channel, everything. Links down below. I'll see you guys in the next one.